And back here at home, it seems the government shutdown is fast approaching, and it looks almost certain that the government will shut down tomorrow night. Well, the latest Republican proposal funds the government but delays implementation of the president's health care law. And Democrats in the White House, though, reject that plan outright. And neither side, the Republicans nor the Democrats, seem to be willing to budge. So what happens? Tammy Bruce is a radio talk show host and Fox News contributor, and Chris Kofinis is a former chief of staff to Democrat Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Tammy, first question. Someone's got to blink. Who will do that?
You know, I think it may have already have happened. I predict the Republicans will blink. On FoxNews.com, the headline story now is that the House is already telling the Senate, and pretty much telling everyone, that if the Senate kills this second pass that they've done to defund Obamacare, they have another option, which is to stop the subsidies to the congressional aides. Now, what that will put the Senate in the position of doing is whether or not they're willing to shut down the government over an end of subsidies to their aides, who effectively wrote this bill. And I don't think that that would go over very well with the American people, and I think that that's the Republican gambit here.
Chris, that throws the tennis ball over to the Senate Democrats. What do they do?
I'm not sure it really does. I mean, right now, if you look at both the politics and the message dynamics of all this, the Republicans have, really created a mess for themselves. If you look at poll after poll, the idea of shutting down the government, to delay or repeal or obstruct, whatever you want to describe it, the president's health care plan, the Affordable Care Act, just doesn't make sense to the American people. So I think the Republicans are in a real bad spot here when they keep playing this ping-pong type of policy-making negotiation when everyone's saying, wait a second, doesn't it make sense just to pass a clean CR, move on to the bigger issues that we have at hand? If they keep playing this game, all they end up doing is losing politically and politically.
Well, the White House and the Democrats blame the Republicans, saying it's reckless and irresponsible. But just a moment ago, Speaker Boehner came out with a news release demanding that the Senate act today, not wait like Harry Reid wants to tomorrow afternoon. The Speaker says if the Senate stalls until Monday afternoon instead of working today, it would be a, quote, act of breathtaking arrogance by the Senate Democratic leadership. I call on the Democratic leaders of the Senate to act today on the measure passed by the House last night. So Mr. Boehner is saying it's your guys' fault over there in the Senate, Tammy.
You know what, I think all of us can agree the fact that that has to be said on Sunday, that they waited less than a week before they knew this. This is both sides. This is in the entire political establishment. Wait to within a week when they knew that this deadline was coming up. They knew Obamacare was an issue. They knew that the economy was an issue. The fact that all of them have waited so long until there is this crisis that apparently none of them want to have go to waste. I mean, the fact of the matter is, a shutdown, it really is just a slowdown. It is not the hysteria surrounding this has been fascinating because, everyone points to the 1995-96 Newt Gingrich shutdown, whereas in fact, you know what happened in 96? The Republicans gained 2 Senate seats and they maintained control of the House. It's not necessarily so bad. Reagan had to in the October before his reelection in 1984, which was of course a landslide. So even if it happens, which I don't think it will, it's not necessarily a bad thing for the Republicans, to say the least.
Yeah, but Chris, I'm expecting you to jump in there and say, yeah, you know what else happened in 1996? Bill Clinton won.
Yeah, well, listen, the political consequences for the Republican Party here, if the government shuts down, will be catastrophic. I mean, Karl Rove, it will. Now, this is not an exaggeration. It is reality. You cannot. I mean, when Karl Rove and Democrats are agreeing, I think there is a moment of clarity. There's political consequences that come from something that looks so brazen and out of touch. Now, to your point about, wait a second, to your point. Well, I hate to say it. I know the Republicans can't confront reality, but it's the law. It was, it was basically confirmed by the Supreme Court. I'm not sure what you want to negotiate or relitigate.
Here's what we know. We have historically what we know when it comes to both. Everybody was pretty much reelected in 1996. I think what the American people are tired of are these games.
All right.
They're tired of the games on both sides.
But I hate to burst your bubble.
Including rhetoric like yours.
The games are played by a party that continues to negotiate with threats. No, I hate to say it. The Republicans are the ones that put this on the table.
We have a shutdown because we got the clock, so that's definitely shutting us down. And there's the debate right there. We'll see what happens. The big question is not just the shutdown, but how do they open it back up? Tammy and Chris, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Eric.
Jamie.
Thank you.